Hi, Todd here, back with another video for you. And today's video is something new that I'm hoping to start here on the channel. It's called Composer Talk. And today's first topic for this series is can I become a better composer? I'm going to give you 5 simple tips that I think will improve your compositional skills. So let's get started. So the first skill I think is the most important thing you can do as a composer or a musician is transcription, or how to transcribe music. And if you're not familiar with this is how you go about doing it. Let's start simple. I made the mistake of starting with complex pieces, Mahler, very complex orchestral scores. So what you want to do, and I think by starting like that, you're going to discourage yourself and find real fast that you're not enjoying it and not getting anything out of it. So let's start with, simple pop tunes or rock songs that you enjoy from bands that you enjoy. And what you want to do is, let's say there's a song, there's like a 15-20 second part of a song, there's just something going on that you need to know how they're doing it. What you're going to do is grab a score sheet, tablature, or if you have Sibelius or a notation program like that, pull that up, pull out your instrument if you play piano, guitar, bass, whatever. And what you're going to do is you're going to try to pick out the notes that you're hearing and then write them down on the score paper. Now, the only way transcription is going to be helpful for you is if you can get your hands on the original score of the song. But mostly with pop tunes, they're very simple, and we could probably figure them out and know that you're right. Or, go online and look and see if anybody else has transcriptions and compare them. But I think why this is very important is because it's going to train your ear on how to hear music, and so you're doing simple ear training, and you're also learning how to analyze music and analyze form and structures of, okay, here's your A section, here's your B section. So I think this is the biggest thing that we can do as composers is learn how to transcribe. And, like I said, start simple. Don't start complex. And you're going to see over the time, your ear is going to develop and you're going to start to get successful. But like I said, the only way this is going to improve your skills is if you can get your hands on the original score. And, you don't have to transcribe a whole freaking song unless you really want to. And then work your way up, to orchestral scores. So that's my first tip. My second tip is kind of similar, but it's listen to other genres of music, or simple music. And, if you're writing epic music or, cinematic music or film music all day, and that's all you listen to, you're missing out on a lot of stuff, because you can go out and listen to, oldies music from like the 50s, 60s, 40s, 30s, other genres of music, metal, jazz, whatever, hip hop. And you can learn what they're doing by transcribing, and you can learn their tricks that they're doing at the day and time. But what you could do is bring it into this new era, repackage it, and make it for yourself. And people are going to think, oh, where did you get that? That's so cool. I've never heard that. Well, actually, it's nothing new. It's something you found in the past, and you're just making it work for today's music. So that's something I think is very helpful is, branching out of your comfort zone and listening to other music that you wouldn't, necessarily listen to. I think as composers, we normally gravitate to do this anyway, but, some people do get locked into their genre that they write for, and they think they have to go listen to that style of music all the time, and they think they're going to learn. I fall into that pitfall all the time. But I think the best way you can go about approaching this is go listen to the exact opposite of that piece, because you're going to find that you're going to hear something. If you go transcribe it, you can take that, and you don't know when it's going to actually come up and be there for you when the next piece that you write, where you can take that and add it in there. So that's my tip number 2. All right, number 3 is similar to that, but different. Let's say you're just getting started as a composer, or you're fairly new to this. Try to write at least 3 to 5 pieces in the genre that you want to write for. So let's say you want to be a trailer composer. Well, take a couple trailer pieces that you really enjoy and just try to replicate that. Try to write it exactly the same way, or try to write in that style that they did. And what that's going to help you do is learn the style and learn the language that they're doing. And then you'll start to, so this all kind of goes back into transcription. You're kind of transcribing that too, but you're going to learn how to write in that style. So let's say, you want to write like John Williams. Well, that's a little, it's going to take you some time, because, it takes years to be able to write like John Williams, or a lifetime, because the guy is so good. But, if you try to emulate what he's doing by transcribing and all that, by listening, you will begin to be able to write like that, and you'll find little tricks and you'll find the things that he does, and then but you got to try to write like that. The only way to get it to sink in for you. Also, what you could do is, like, if you want to write for TV, listen to a lot of TV pieces. I know I said in the last one, go branch out and listen to other things, but when you want to try to write in the style, to do that, you got to listen to that style too, but you have to write like that style. You got to emulate it. So you got to write like 3 to 5 cues of that style before I think you can really retain what you're doing. All right, so tip number 4. Now, I'm going to change gears here a little bit and kind of go to that what every composer doesn't want to hear, especially myself, is you got to go and learn your major and minor scales. And I think the best way you do this is learn all your major from A to G, even sharps and flats, and learn how to build chords on every scale. So your 1, your 2, your 3, your 4, and your 5 chords, 6 chords. Learn how to build those chords in those major scales in all keys. Same with minor. You got to do the same thing. Learn how to build chords in a minor scale. Don't just think that you have to go out and, oh my God, I got to start learning modes and all this harmonic minor. Start with major, because everything is built from the major scale. So once you got majors down, and you know how to build chords through 1 through 7, of your chords, how to build them, major, minor chords, diminished, then start to your minors. You got to start simple and build. I think that's the best way. And I think once you learn how chord progressions work and how major and minor works, you're going to see your compositions improve. And along with transcription and listen to other stuff, it's all going to come into one thing and help you get better. And so my final tip is, and I think we don't hear this enough, is patience. You got to have patience. Writing music takes time. This isn't something that you can learn in a month, 6 months, and you're amazing. Some people pick this stuff up very quickly, but you got to have patience. If you do the things that I talked about, transcriptions and stuff like that, you're going to see yourself progress over time. And a little tip that I do, and I think you can do if you don't already do this, is make sure you archive every one of your compositions that you do. Even if you hate it, you got to archive it. And what you can do when you're feeling bummed or a piece just isn't working out, or you just want to give up, which happens to me all the time, go back and listen to those old pieces, and you'll find that you've grown from that point. Hopefully, if you've been doing all these things, you'll definitely see yourself progress and grow as a composer. And I think that will help, build your confidence and your self-esteem. Also, always look for feedback, critical feedback from other composers or just people that listen to music, because they're going to be the first people to tell you, that doesn't work right. They might not know music, but they're going to tell you, if it's right or wrong. And that's what you want to do. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you want people to enjoy and listen to your music. So give it to people that don't think like you do. I was like, well, you're doing a 1, 2, 6, and don't get hung up on all that stuff. Well, I'm only using 1, 4, 5. Who cares? How many pieces use 1, 4, 5? All pieces, and people love it because people, they feel comfortable when they hear that chord progression. So don't get discouraged about that. That's something I've had to get over. I think as we're young and beginning composers, I can't do that. Well, yes, you can, because even the greats do it. So I hope those 5 tips help. This is a very hard topic to talk about, but I think these ones, if you implement them in your daily regimen, you'll see progress, and it will help you, because I've seen it definitely in my own compositional skills. But like I said, and you got to have that feedback from composers or other people and implement that feedback into your next piece or to current piece. Also, another little tip is always try to finish a piece that you're working on. Even if you hate it, just try to finish it, because you'll learn from that and why that didn't work and stuff like that. So always try to finish the pieces if you can. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed these tips. If you have any questions or if you have any tips you'd like to add, please leave them down in the comment section. I always read them, and I always try to respond back to everybody's question to get the conversation going. And if you like the video and you want to see more videos like this, please hit the like button. And if you are watching this video for the first time and you're not a subscriber to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and girls, and I'll see you on the next video.